Blessings and welcome to the Path to Freedom and this beautiful day and this beautiful space, this beautiful time that we get to have together whenever and wherever we are. This is the path where we get to set ourselves free. This is about freedom. This is about mental freedom. This is about spiritual freedom. This is about emotional freedom. This is about freedom in every aspect of the world, in every aspect of our lives. So there's a lot of beautiful fruits that we get to reap, that we get to enjoy, many blessings, many gifts, a whole lot of good emerging along this path as we do the work, because this is work that we get to do. Freedom does not just fall into our laps, but we need to not necessarily deserve it, but we need to do our part. We need to participate in allowing for the freedom that is inherently within us, every single one of us, for that freedom to emerge. So this does not come for free. It's not even cheap, but there is a price to pay, and the price that we get to pay is to pray. We get to pray and praying is paying one aspect of the admission fee to this ride. But we get to release and let go of that which no longer serves. We get to do the inner work necessary to expand our consciousness, to raise our vibration over and over and over again, to higher and higher and higher levels, so that the peace that is within, so that the joy that is within, so that the freedom that is within, so that the love that is within, so that the harmony and wholeness and abundance that are all within us, they're all within us, so that they may well up, so that they may emerge. So this is what we're doing, and that is why we're here. In case you didn't know. My name is Daniel Roquillo, and I'm always very grateful. I'm not always grateful, but I'm always grateful that I get to share this space with you, whoever you are and whenever you are, that we get to do this work together, that we get to walk this path side by side, that we get to have this communion, and that we get to have this community of like-minded individuals. And there are, even if we don't know each other, this is a space, this is a field that is being generated, that is being created, and we all get to bask in that. So we, unbeknownst to most of us, as we will most likely not ever meet in person, but we still get to enjoy, and we still get to enjoy each other's company. We still get to inspire and empower and support and uplift one another in such a beautiful way. I have been talking so much, so I have close to completely forgot the the topic for this message. It has something to do. It's it's help. A 4-letter power word. That's the topic. Help. A 4-letter power word. And this has to do with trust and surrendering. It has to do with doing the work of releasing and letting go. And it has to do with navigating challenges. And it has to do with the fact and the truth that even though this at times is a lonely path to walk. I mean, no one else can do this for us. No one else can make choices for us. No one else can release and let go for us. No one else can do any of this for us, but we need to do it for ourselves. And unless we do it, it's not going to get done. It is that simple. However, for all that we need to do it ourselves, we do not need to do it by ourselves, but we are in every single moment a unique, perfect, whole, complete expression, emanation of this loving presence that is all there is. We are it, expressing itself, revealing itself, being itself, living itself, running itself, moving itself. In every single, we're never, ever, ever set apart from this loving presence. We're never, ever, ever separate from this loving presence, but we're always standing, moving, living, having our beingness, having our oneness, in absolute oneness with this loving presence. And it is not a him, it is not a she. Yes, their words as Mother, Father, God, and in some narratives, we're invited to perceive this loving presence as a him, a bearded man in the sky, or a bearded guy in the sky, or something like that. But it is genderless. It is formless. It is all there is, and it is always for itself. And as it is always for itself, and as it and we are one, it means that it is always for us. Now, there is no us and it in reality, but for the this is how we get to use words, and words have oftentimes a duality built into them. So in using language for the purpose of this conversation today, let's refer to it as it and us to us. But in reality, in truth, we're one. We are it. We're all it. Just like any wave on the ocean is a part of it's not a part of the ocean. It is the ocean. It is the ocean expressing itself. It is the ocean revealing itself in a unique, perfect way. In that same sense, we are this loving presence revealing itself. So as we are doing this work, we are bound to bump into challenges. We are bound to move through spaces where it gets intense, where emotions rise up, where thought patterns, judgments, opinions come bubbling to the surface. And it is all beautiful. It is all beautiful that all of these are coming up. It is all beautiful that all of these are coming into our awareness, because it means that we get to release and let them go. So all of this work, as we are it, as we are one with this loving presence, as we are it, as it is us, it means that everything that we need, and it is infinite, it is eternal. So there is nothing outside of this loving presence. It is not it and something else, right? There are no dualities or opposites in God or in spirit or whatever word we want to use to articulate this, the universe or energy. But it is all there is. So it means that we are all that is. Just like the beautiful saying that we are not a drop of the ocean, but we are the entire ocean in a drop. Meaning that all of the qualities that the ocean carries is in every single wave, is in every single drop of water that emerges from that ocean, that particular ocean. So in the same sense, we are lacking nothing, we're missing nothing. But we do need to release and let go of that which is obscuring that which we are. We do need to release and let go of that which is covering up that which we are, the peace, the love, the joy, the harmony, the wholeness, the abundance, all of these beautiful qualities. And as we're moving through challenges, every single time that we bump into a challenge, that's an invitation for us to release and let go of something. That's an invitation for us to expand in some way, shape, or form. Every single challenge is a gift and a blessing of transformation, a springboard, if you will, a trampoline, inviting us, calling us to go to a higher level of consciousness. We're not going to a higher level of consciousness, but to allow for our consciousness to expand. The consciousness that in this human form has been contracted. And as we're doing this, we're wise to remember that we need not do it by ourselves. We need not release and let go by ourselves. We need not expand our consciousness by ourselves. But we're always wise to lean into asking for help. The angelic realm, God, whatever we call it, it cannot interfere unless we make ourselves open and available for it to intervene. So it cannot force itself onto us. And so as we ask for help, and another aspect of this asking for help, that we are asking it for help. So if we are moving through challenges, let's say it may be a health challenge, it may be a financial challenge, it may be whatever kind of challenge, when we are asking for help, we're not primarily asking the world for help. We're not primarily asking another individual for help. Help may come through them. Help may come through the world, yes. But it comes from the one and only source. It comes from the one and only mind. It comes from the one and only intelligence. It comes from the one and only life, the one and only power. So we need to go to, and we're wise and we're invited to go to first cause, as it is sometimes called, to go to Spirit first. Simply saying, help. I need some help here. I need some help with this. Please help me. I cannot do it. Do it through me. However we language it. But we're all invited to go to the first, to the one mind first, so that it may guide and lead and move us, so that it may move people, places, and things around for the expansion to happen, for the healing to happen, for the releasing, letting go to happen, for the resources to emerge into our lives, for whatever it is that we need to allow for the next great and grand version of who we are to emerge. There's no shame in asking for help. We've got nothing to prove by doing it all by ourselves, by thinking that we have to do it by ourselves. This is not some macho, muscular, I'm the man kind of thing. But this is us doing it in collaboration. This is us doing it in co-creation with the loving presence that is all there is. And the more we make us, the more humble we become, more ease and grace will flow into our lives. The more flow will flow through our lives. Our lives will take on such a beautiful glow when we in humility bow to, surrender to this loving presence that is all there is. Kind of like what Jesus said at some point. He said that it is not me that is doing the work. It's the Father within that is doing the work. When we cut ourselves, we are not healing that wound. We wouldn't even know how to begin to heal the wound. Yes, we need to tend to it. That's our participation. We need to tend to it. We need to wash it up. We need to clean it. Perhaps exchange bandages or band-aids or whatever. But the healing is being done through the infinite divine intelligence that is all things, that permeates all things, that permeates every cell of our beingness, of our bodies. The one intelligence that gave birth, that is the sole reason why we're here. That is the one and only cause for this physical body coming into form. So trusting and surrendering, being humble enough to ask for help. And we do not need to be able to articulate what it is that we need help with. We don't even need to know what it is that we need help with. Just saying the words, help, help, help. That makes us open and available. That removes the obscurations. That removes the macho-ness, the feeling tone, the sense that we need to do it by ourselves. Yes, we need to do the work. No one else can do it for us, but we do not need to do it by ourselves. There's infinite power waiting for us to release and for us to make it welcome, to emerge, to flow through us. It is always here, yes, but just like we need to turn the light switch, for the light to go on, just as we need to plug in the charger to our computers or smartphones to allow for the electricity that is everywhere, that is infinite, that never runs out, for it to flow into the whatever device. So do we need to make ourselves open and available. And we do it by bowing our heads, not literally necessarily, but at least figuratively, in substance, bowing our heads saying, thy will be done. Do it through me. Help. Or however. And as we do this, as we begin to cultivate this habit, this practice, as we make it a practice, as we make it a habit, to moment by moment by moment by moment, bow our heads. Say, I surrender. Thy will be done. Help. Infinite power. Power beyond imagination. Strength beyond imagination. Wisdom beyond imagination. Possibilities beyond imagination begin to emerge, begin to reveal themselves into our experience. So help is one of the most powerful words that we can lean into. I need some help here. Thy will be done. I'm here. Do it through me, or however. But the substance of help. Help is a powerful 4-letter word that we are so wise to lean into whenever we come face to face to challenges, and even in between challenges, to really cultivate that habit, to really get into the practice of asking for help. So the invitation for us today is to become aware of where we are trying to navigate, to manipulate, to coerce, where we're trying to do it all by ourselves. Questions to augment this is, where am I trying to do it by myself? Where am I riding high on pride? We're not riding high on pride, but where am I riding the pride wave? Where am I holding on to a sense or a belief that it has something to say about me to do it by myself, that I have to do it by myself? Where are we holding on to stories and beliefs around being worthy or proving my worth by not asking for help, by doing it by ourselves? Another way of asking the question is, where can I ask for help? So that's the invitation, that's the questions that we can ask. Thank you so much for tuning in, for joining me. I'd actually meant to share a personal experience. I'm not, other than just sharing that I'm heavenly I'm heavenly and heavily leaning into cultivating this, or allowing for this practice to expand right now. And it is such a beautiful practice, and it frees so much up. It frees so much up. Asking for help, bowing my head in humility, surrendering, leaning into this loving presence that is all there is. So thank you for tuning in. I invite you to share this with anyone that you feel might benefit from hearing this or watching this. Until we meet again, I absolutely bless our days, and I bless our ways. I absolutely know that all is well, that something wonderful is happening, that everything is working for the highest good, that perfect preparation, perfect unfolding is always happening. With much love, many blessings.